Welcome, replayers. Thanks for joining in. Just remember, if you're replaying this on Periscope, you can love and share just as you would with any other Periscope broadcast. Today, I am doing a review and pour of PsudoSue. Thanks for the love, everyone. Hey, Mark, nice to see you on here. So PsudoSue is an American APA, or an American Pale Ale. I think I was covering the microphone there. It's an American Pale Ale from Toppling Goliath. Hey, Red Flag Dan, how you doing today? Toppling Goliath Brewery is down in Decorah, Iowa. As I've said, I made a special trip down to Iowa to check out the brewery, and they were closed on that day. So unfortunately, I had to get this beer locally at I believe it was Hy-Vee Liquor, and they actually had it in stock. I had noticed that some other stores had it in during this week. I think is the first week of distribution. Yes, Iowa beer. But yeah, the first week of distribution here in southeastern Minnesota, and I think up in the cities also. I also just wanted to give an introduction to anyone on here that doesn't know me. I'm Gunner. I am a cyclist and craft, and I'm hoping to kind of build a Periscope show around craft beer and cycling. So hopefully have some things to talk about as far as cycling world goes. But today we're doing a beer review. Again, I love craft beer. Hi T Soros, how's it going? Born and raised in Iowa. Wow, okay, that's nice. Other than Decorah, and I think I've been to Des Moines once. Is Des Moines the capital there? I think I've been there once, and Decorah, and that's it for my Iowa experience. Although I definitely want to go back down to Decorah. They have some supposedly amazing mountain bike trails that I want to hit up one of these days. They have a yearly race in the spring called the Decorah time trials that I may do. I have a couple of friends that have been down there and done those races, and they say that it's a lot of fun and that the trails are world class. Yes, Des Moines is the capital. I was hoping I got that right, because you know, that would be pretty embarrassing if I didn't know that. So anyway, I've been periscoping for a couple of weeks now. Again, trying to build I guess like a show or a following about craft beer and about cycling. But let's get on with PsudoSue. So it's an American Pale Ale from Toppling Goliath. It's rated at 5.8 ABV and 50 IBUs. American Pale Ales are generally, they're ales, and they usually have an American hop or a combination of American hops. This one in particular is a single hop pale ale using Citra. I've brewed a couple of beers with Citra hops, and I don't think I've done with just a single Citra hop. So this will be the first time that I'll have a beer that I know of. I've probably had others that may have been, but this is the first time that I've known has just a single hop in it. Bottles here. So this is the side of the 4-pack. It comes in a pack of 4 12-ounce bottles, so it ends up I believe being more expensive than, say, like a Surly Overrated or Furious, where you can get 4-pack 16-ounce cans for about $12. This was $10 for a 4-pack of 12-ounce bottles. So description on the side of the case there: single hop pale ale showcases Citra hops for a well-balanced beer that is delicate in body with a mild bitterness in the finish. Ferocious aromas of citrus and mango give way to PsudoSue's unique and refreshing taste that is clean and bright with just enough bite. If you know me, I kind of like the hop bite of IPAs and hoppy ales, so this should be right up my alley here. Now, PsudoSue is named after the largest T-Rex skeleton head that they've found, and so I guess they're saying that this beer has the largest hop presence. I don't know. I just made that up, so take what you will from that. Maybe I'm a liar. I'll make stuff up as we go along too. And hey, you know, one of the great things about Periscope here is the interaction, so if anyone has any comments or questions, feel free to join in, and also feel free giving love. I love seeing those hearts, so if you like something, then give those hearts and I'll know to comment on that. And also, I'm going to be using a prototype. This is the second prototype of a beer tasting note sheet that I'm trying to put together. So we have description of the beer on top, and then we have a couple of flavor and aroma profile wheels, and hopefully if I get this right and use it enough, we will see sort of I guess profiles on this, and this will probably go into at least a third or fourth iteration before I make it available to download. Right now, next up is actually putting these descriptions into some sort of quadrant system that makes sense. Right now they were just kind of thrown up there any old way that I came up with it. But so I'll be using this as kind of a guide as I go through this beer. So here we go. Moving the glass into view and give it a crack here. Oh, I could smell the hops right away from that, immediately. Try to give an aggressive pour. We'll see if I can get the whole thing in. Maybe not. Still got a little left in the bottle there. Wow, that's got a nice color. Just a shade lighter than amber, I would say, with a tan colored head. At least 3 fingers. I could probably, hopefully, get the rest in right now. A little bit more. Trying not to overflow it this time. Oh, what the heck. Oh, look at that. So there we have the pour. Again, it's just a shade lighter than amber. Beautiful head on there. Okay. Aroma. Big hop presence. Just adjust the camera here. Okay. Big hop presence. Very citrusy. Tropical. Citrus and tropical flavors or aroma. Smells great. I think you get a little sweetness. And maybe just a very slight hint of almost a coriander smell to it. Not as strong as like beers that have coriander in it, but just a little presence. So let me go ahead and write that down. So we got tropical, citrus, slight coriander, and I don't have sweet on here, so I'll have to add that on here So big tropical, big citrus, little bit of coriander. I'll just put a note of sweetness. And now that I think about it, there's maybe a little bit of pine, not as high as other ones. So, okay. So right now I have the dots lined up. So tropical, big citrus, little bit of pine, and very small amount of coriander. My guess is for sweetness it would be up there by malt. So I just put a dot in between spice and malt, and that's probably where I think sweetness would go. So if I connect those dots, we will have a profile. It looks almost square or rectangular. But anyway, let's get on. I love the smell of this, by the way. It smells great. Okay, so now we're going to go on to taste. First taste, never say anything, just swallow it. Second taste, that's where you get. So I think the theory is your first initial sip of it, you don't want to judge anything off of that. Everything will kind of hit your palate and your mouth and just kind of dissipate. It'll allow your mouth to kind of warm up and get ready for flavors that are coming. Then your second taste, your second sip, you allow everything to go in your mouth, and then you go ahead and judge off of that. And I gotta say, wow, that is good. So, flavors that come to mind. I get a pininess and citrus and tropical fruits. I'm thinking like a mango. In fact, I think that's kind of what they had said on the box. So who knows? Maybe it's because they mention it, so I think of it. But I'm pretty big tropical flavor. But as far as flavors go, it's more citrus and more pine. There is a sweetness to it. It's a really good beer. One thing you notice, the retention of the head, it's kind of gone down. I mean, there's still some. Yeah, I like that color too. It's a really nice color. Now, I don't know if they filter their beers or not. It doesn't, to me, I guess now that I look at it, there's a slight haze to it. Not big, but gorgeous color, nice head. The aroma sticks around. The taste on it, very hoppy, very crisp, I guess. If you like Summit Extra Pale Ale, think something like that, but with a lot more hop character to it. Summit's really excellent. It's got a crisp hop bite to it. Not like a huge bite, but a nice enough, like a sharpness to it. This has a lot more character of the tropical and the pine, just all coming together, and it's, you know, it's a great beer. I'm not gonna lie. You know, if I had to give, let's see here, I'd say that's a 4.5, maybe even a 5, but I'm going to say a solid 4.5 right now. And this is out of 5, so it's just about exactly where you want it to be. I mean, it's just about what I'd say perfect. I think the only thing that it could be missing is maybe just a little more balance. I'm gonna bring up what Beer Advocate says. Let's see, PsudoSue, Beer Advocate BA score 100, world class. And there our average is 4.54, so it seems like it's right on par with what I give it here. Let's go ahead and see what the first review that comes up says. They give it a 4.68 out of 5. They say, from newly distributed to Minnesota, single, bottled on July 10th. You know, I didn't even look and see when this was bottled. Let's, must have been the same batch. Bottled July 10th, 2015. PsudoSue, go get it, guys. Very cool label, fairly clear, bright, glowing mango orange with a finger of white head. I imagine he didn't, whoever, not he, I don't know if this a man or woman, but whoever it was, probably didn't pour as aggressively as I did. Smell, angels are singing. That's great. Sweet, flowery orange blossoms. That could be the citrus that I get. That is more sweet. Juicy, fresh cut grass. I didn't get that. It says some caramel. I didn't get that. Just a little dankness. There's another beer reviewer that I think his favorite word is dank. I think he uses it all the time. I get what this guy's saying and what other people say when they say dank. It's that hop, resiny taste that you get. This person's saying slightly minty, earthy tinge. Maybe a little earthy tinge, I don't know. But anyway, again, I personally give it a 4.5, maybe closer to 5. Beautiful beer, tastes great, well worth it. Hopefully their other beers are just as good. I did review last week their stout, Rover Truck Stout. You can see that on the replays on catch.me/Anello Grande. That should be up there. As well as I'll be posting some of these replays to YouTube and to the blog. Again, YouTube is also Anello Grande, and the blog is anello-grande.blogspot.com. Again, I just want to thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for bearing with me as I learn this Periscope stuff, and thanks for interacting, thanks for talking, thanks for chatting. I appreciate it. I think that's what makes Periscope so great, is the interaction, so we can discuss things. If you have any questions, hit me up on Twitter. I'll try to answer anything there, and I will let you guys go, and thanks again for tuning in. Cheers.